At our table seated are Rassie Erasmus, the Director of Rugby, also the coach for this evening, and the captain of the evening of the victorious SAA side, Lukhanyo. And we'll go straight to our questions. And Percy, good evening. Thank you.
Good evening, Rayan. Goeienaand, Rassie. Good evening, Lukhanyo. Rassie, sorry, I'm going to start in Afrikaans if possible. Kan jy my dalk 'n opsomming gee van hoe jy die wedstryd seer het, meneer, en wat jy vorentoe toe kan neem?
Ja, Percy, I really didn't. I couldn't worry from.
Ek vra net Rassie, hoe net 'n opsomming van in Afrikaans hoe jy die wedstryd opsom, meneer, en wat kan jy neem?
Okay, in Afrikaans, ja, hallo Percy, good evening everybody. Ja, ek dink die wedstryd was soos ons gedink het hy gaan wees. Ons het gedink ons gaan op die stadion begin moeg raak en omdat ons weet 'n week lank in die hotelkamers moes sit en 2 oefeninge gehad het, so ons het gedink ons gaan moeg raak. Ek dink die 2 geel kaarte waar ons op stadion met 13 man was, obviously daar het ons ook kwai gesukkel. Maar overall dink ek om net 13 punte of so iets af te staan is nie te sleg nie. Ek dink dit was 'n brilliant game nie, maar ek dink regtig dit was 'n intense game, 'n fisiese game. Dit wat ons nodig gehad het voor 'n harde toetsreeks wat kom. En so overall, as jy baie beserings nie, weet ons gaan dan 'n hele klomp manne terugkry en hom 'n lang antwoord gee, maar jy weet, mense vergeet Frans van Lerbe, Bongie Bonambi, Erwin Snyman, Lode Jager, Dwayne Vermeulen. Jy weet daar's regtig nog 'n klomp manne wat Frans Steyn, Henry Pollard en Mapimpi. So as 'n klomp manne wat nog moet terugkom in die mix, maar ek dink daar het 'n klomp manne vanaand hulle hand opgesteek en regtig, ek sal sê, nie goed gespeel nie, maar regtig met 'n klomp wat jy Afrikaanse woord guts. Met 'n klomp wetywering gespeel, is dit die regte woord is.
Thank you, Percy. Thank you, Rassie. If you can, just for the benefit of our international media contingent, the question was asked to Rassie just in brief, his impressions of the game this evening.
Oh, was it in English? Okay, so yeah, overall, good evening, everybody. So yeah, we got what we expected from the Lions, physical, really slick handling, and brutal confrontations. I think that's what we needed, and I think that's what they also received from our side. I don't think from the side where I stood, it looked really intense and physical. We needed that. And then overall, I think the guys, when we had 2 yellow cards, 13 men at one stage, that obviously didn't help. But then to still keep them out to only 13 points, I think that was pretty okay. The defense was good there. I know they had 2 tries that was, could have been awarded, could have gone either way. They actually went our way, so I think they were a bit fortunate. But overall, maybe just to conclude and say that, I mentioned I don't want to bore you with them. There's other guys that didn't play today. But I think the guys that are supposedly going to make the test squad, but the guys that did play, I think they put up their hand, maybe not with silky skills, but definitely with intent.
Thank you, Rassie. And over to Ken Boland. Good evening, Ken.
Evening, Ron. Thanks very much. Well done, Rassie. Well done, Lukhanyo. Rassie, maybe we're just a bit pessimistic, but that first half you must have been pretty impressed by. I mean, there was some great counter-attacking play, 2 wonderful tries. The defence just before half-time, I mean, that was absolutely incredible. And the second half, as you said, the guys were always going to get tired. I mean, you must be really, really pleased with the character that the guys showed, though.
We don't want to run away with emotions and things like this, but it was tough. Jock is our head coach and he's our defense coach, and he was coaching us virtually, really physically virtually for 10 days, and he can join us only in 2 days' time. And then Felix, our attack coach, is also coaching us virtually from Johannesburg at this stage, or from Rosebank and Joburg at this stage. So I think the way the players. We were coached online and we had 2 training sessions. So we knew we were going to run out of steam. But sometimes, situations like this makes you a little bit tighter and I want to say the old cliche, but the guys played with a lot of heart today. And if that's there, then you can fix the technical and tactical things. So yes, we are proud of that, but we know that alone won't win us the series which starts next weekend. So but we're proud of that, but a lot of technical and tactical work that we must get right.
Thank you, Rassie. Craig Lewis.
Thanks, Ray. Evening, guys. Rusty, if I could just ask for an injury update. We saw Willie going off in the second half, and perhaps just an update on the plans for the weekend and possibly another warm-up game.
Yeah, let's start with the weekend. So, as you know, we now at the game today, and we've got two options for Saturday. You know, depending on what COVID cases pop out where. I know the Lions got the Stormers on Saturday, and we at this stage are going to play the Bulls. The Bulls went into quarantine for us as a backup, and depending if there's any outbreaks in the Bulls or in the Sharks or the Stormers teams, I think if there's any positive cases there, then the best thing will probably be for us to play the Lions again on Saturday. I'm not sure if people want to do that. I think that will be the safest. But if everything goes according to plan, we will play the Bulls and they will play the Stormers on Saturday. And then to give our other guys a fair opportunity, because, we're a group of 46 and they've straightened their asses off and they haven't really got opportunity, some of the guys. Injuries, I think Willie has a hamstring that's a little bit sore. And I think Jasper at the end has an injury. That was his ankle, I think. Apart from that, it was all tactical subs because the guys were really tired. So I think it's only those two guys that are concerned at this stage.
Thank you, Rassie. Ashfaq Mohammed, you're up next. Ashfaq, can you hear me? Doesn't look like it. Okay, we'll move over to Leighton Koopman.
Hi, Rassie. Hi, Lukhanyo. Rassie, just for you, do you think after this performance from the SAA side and especially the physicality that they brought so shortly before the test, do you think Warren Gatland will be wanting to play the guys again?
No, listen, I know Warren really well, and he's one of the guys that I respect in world rugby. And and if he doesn't want to play, it will definitely not be because that they're afraid of us. It will be because of maybe their season or their tour is planned around certain permutations and stuff. It will definitely not be because we're more physical than them. I know him really well. I'm good friends with him. So. Yes, if he can't play and he won't play, it's definitely not because they're scared of us. That I can promise you. It will probably be more because they wanted to play certain games at certain stages. So no, I think both me and him knows, both him and Jacques knows, because from today I'm relieved again from this job, and Jacques is back in the saddle. I think both him and Jacques knows how tough next week Saturday will be. So next week Saturday. So no, I don't think he'll be afraid. Probably has other plans and other planning in his mind.
Thank you. We're going to move on swiftly to Lloyd Bernard. Good evening, Lloyd.
Thanks, Ray. How's it, everyone? Well done, guys. Congrats. Lukhanyo, I just wanted to check from your side. I mean, it's not the green and gold jersey, but being surrounded by so many of the guys who did that thing in 2019 and skippering today. I mean, how special was that for you to be reunited with those guys again?
Yeah, I think it was a very special occasion for me, and coming with great results. It was a cherry on top. But with all the experience around me and the other leaders, we shared all the responsibilities and made my job quite easy. So yeah, I was very chuffed with our performance and me leading the team.
Thank you. And we have one or two more questions before we move on to our mix zone. Good evening, Nathan.
Hi, thanks, Rayan. Lukhanyo, well done. Coach Rassie, this is Nathan speaking. I think it was early on. I think it was Craig Lewis touched base on injury updates. Can you give us a brief update on Dwayne Vermeulen? Maybe Doc Mampani spoke to you, maybe consulted with you on his update on his injury report.
Yeah, Dwayne is currently rehabbing with the Bulls. But he's touch and go. I think for the second or the last test match. I think the big question is always, how match fit. And you saw today for guys who hasn't played for a while and who played at this intensity. I think a guy like Alwyn Jones will struggle, who's been out for a while. I think Dwayne Vermeulen will struggle. But I think if you can have the right combinations next to him, the right substitutions, and maybe again goes to the 6-2 split, then you can counter things like that. So he's definitely in our plans. But it's not a definite way I can tell you, listen, yeah, it's going so well in his rehab that he's definitely going to be there in the second test or the third test. But there is a good possibility. But we're not banking on that at this stage.
Okay, we're taking our second last question. And Mark Gleeson, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Can I just check, Pieter-Steph went off for HIA and did not come back on again. Is that serious or not?
Oh, look, with all the good evening, it's always funny when you call me sir. Please call me Rassi in future. No, with all honesty, I think he actually passed it. But you know, it's although it was a massive game and we really wanted to win the game, I promise you, I think Warren also wanted to win the game. That's why we're doing drop goals at the end and stuff like that. And it was really, both teams wanted to win the game. But I think that was really precaution when I chatted the last few seconds before Pieter-Steph he was actually, it sounded like he was cleared, but we just thought that it would be stupid to get him onto the park in a game that we know only in 10 days' time the real test matches start. So he'll definitely be fit when the real ones start.
Thank you. And our last question, Vuyo.
Thanks, Rayan. Congratulations, gentlemen. To Rassi, you know, before the match, we were speaking about just game time for the boys, and I wanted to get a sense of, looking at tonight's performance, how much of the needle have we moved towards the target that will sort of satisfy you before the test comes in? And maybe to Lukhanyo as well, Cheslin's performance tonight, just your thoughts.
Yeah, you first want to go, Cheslin.
Okay. Yeah, well, I think Cheslin is an outstanding player, and he brings a lot of energy, you know, in the team and in the back line. You know, he's had an amazing season in France, and whenever he's wearing the green and gold jersey, you know, he's one of the key performances, you know, in the team. So yeah, once again, played really well today. You know, we moved him around, covering every position that he could. Yeah, he's such a talent. So yeah, it's really nice having players like Chelsea in the team.
Yeah, and just on game time, I think, you know, the guys that we're obviously worried about at this stage didn't even play against Georgia, or did play against Georgia, but then got infected after that. Obviously worries our Frans Malherbe, Bongi Munambi, Lode Jager, RG, I think will be touch and go, maybe the second test in the series. You know, Sia Kulisi, obviously Dwayne Vermeulen, as I said, then Andre Pollard, Mapimpi, Frans Steyn. So I think the guys that we had in our group now tonight, I think apart from Herschel, we would have loved to give him more time. But then we got the yellow card and we got, you know, so many forwards with cramps and stuff at the end. So he had to play weak. So I think it would have been great to give Herschel some more time. I think Damian Willems really played well when he came on at centre. And I thought Damian Dalende played really well for a guy who hasn't played for a while. So I think the challenge now is to get a proper game time for the boys on Saturday. That is part of the party, and maybe put a guy like Damian Dalende again in on Saturday to get him to 60, 80 minutes to see how good he is for the test matches. And then how do we integrate the COVID cases, guys who's coming in drips and drabs from Joburg. Some are coming in Thursday, some are coming in Friday, some are coming in Saturday as they get released from the COVID quarantine period. So in all fairness, I think we're probably 70, 80% happy with the game time, but there's probably 20, 30% that we will have to manage really well.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, ladies and gents. Thank you, Rassi, and thank you, Lukhanyo, and well done on your victory tonight.